For the player who's got a skill set like Aaron does, unique skill set there, just what are the different things you do on a daily basis, on game days, to best utilize that?
Well, on a daily basis, I get to spend a lot of time with Arian. He's definitely a big special teams player for us, and that's been a big role for him. But a lot of times he's repped so many things in special teams, I get to have him during those special teams periods and really work on techniques of running certain routes. You know, we're not running full speed all the time, but talking about routes and body control, working on the deep ball, adjusting to the deep ball with our eyes, not necessarily running, you know, a full speed post or a full speed go. But, you know, anytime you got a guy like Arian or anybody that's got speed, track speed, when they're on the field, sometimes, you know, you might not see the impact they have on a play because we might not have gone to, but I guarantee that defense knows when number 11's on the field because of the speed and the ability to make not just a 20-yard explosive, but he's a guy on your team that could have a 70-yard explosive at any time. And the thing with Aaron is we're just trying to be consistent every day. Here's a track guy that, you know, played track, I believe, his first 2 years, was injured a lot before I got here, knock on wood, and is trying to be consistent and being an overall receiver. He's a really good kid and works extremely hard, and we're excited he's back this year.
Yeah, Coach. Over here to your right.
You're right.
Coach Smart's mentioned a couple times how you've kind of challenged Carson to be a little bit more excitable when good things happen on the field. Why was that so important for you to grow in that area this offseason?
Well, first of all, I want Carson to be himself. Okay, Carson can't be Coach Bobo. He can't be Coach Smart. But the nature of the position and what you play, you know, you're the leader of the offense and a lot of times the leader of the team. And his actions and his body language speak volumes to guys. It could be getting on somebody's ass, or it could be encouraging somebody. I still want it to be him. He has a great trait that he has such an even temperament. You know, whether we score a touchdown or we go 3 and out, or he happens to throw a pick or something. You know, his temperament doesn't change. That allows him to stay calm in the moment, and that's one of our core DNA traits, his composure. And I think he has great composure. But also, his position. His job is to enhance the play of others. You know, he's going into his second year. You know, last year's the first year starter. We're trying to get him off on solid ground, you know, as the season went on, and gain confidence, and he has confidence. There's things he's got to work on, but he's a confident young man. He's out to instill that confidence in the players that are around him. You know, and it could be about, it could be a word to them. It could be putting an arm around them. Knowing the impact that he has on guys, because these young guys that are coming in, or first guy that walks on that field for the first time, they're looking at a guy, Carson Beck, that has done it in SEC games, done it on a big stage, and they're going to look for him to how to act and how to respond. And what he says and what he does goes a long way in building belief in our football team.
Mike,
yes.
I'm curious about tight ends and how you think they've evolved. Is it more the way they are themselves, personnel, or is it more the usage? Because obviously, when you were here, Orson Charles, Aaron White, Artie Lynch, guys like that. Is it more how they're being used, or is it that they are different?
No, I think it's a little bit more how they're being used in today's game. You see more tight. Those Orson Charles, he didn't even know how to get in a stance when he got here. Aaron White was a receiver in high school. So a lot of these kids, either it was 20 years ago or now, these guys were big receivers in high school, and their frame's going to allow them, to put on weight and be a tight end. And again, they gave it space, so they're probably playing in space more, using tight ends. The last guy we had, we're handing him the ball on jet sweeps, put him in the backfield, put him down, throwing screens to him, and obviously using him downfield vertically and running option routes and stuff like that. I think they become valuable because of matchups that they can create. Your running backs and your tight ends create matchups on linebackers and safeties that gives you an advantage some. Now, I think football is evolving more and more where tight ends are getting more and more to the core. And you look at the game at the next level, you see them playing 12, 13 personnel, tight ends' hands in the dirt, and they're running counters and powers, not just cutting off on the backside. And our offense is a little bit more where we're going to ask the guy to do everything, where some offenses nowadays are just totally spread guys. I think here in the tight end position, you're going to learn how to play in the core. You're going to learn how to move as to be an H-back, so to speak, and you're going to learn, when we split you out and how to run routes. So we try to do it all and have a big volume of offense. And, all positions for us offensively, it takes a lot of learning. We put a lot on them, but that position in particular, because it's the run game and the pass game that they're heavily involved in, takes a guy that's extremely bright.
Hey, Mark.
Okay.
Can you talk to us about your backup quarterbacks? How did the Jaden Rashada transfer come about? What have you seen at Gunner Stocks and then Ryan Puglisi, a few days at the camp? Can you talk about those guys? Yeah. And then what you also mentioned, your 3 transfer wide receivers, what you see the most of.
Okay. Well, the quarterback position, how Jaden came about. Y'all coaches on record that we wanted 4 scholarship quarterbacks, and we've been looking for 4 scholarship quarterbacks, and we had to, because of the portal, we were able to get Jaden. We'd love to have got Jaden, our portal quarterback Jaden, in here before spring. It didn't work out that way, but he was here, able to get here early May. And try to learn the playbook, and he's in the process of learning it now. All those guys are doing an outstanding job, every day of coming in and controlling what they can control. Okay, and Carson made a great statement in our first meeting. We tried to set the tone. He said, "I want to say something to you guys. I want you, you need to take this camp like you're getting ready to play Clemson the first game." I didn't do that when I was young. I wasn't taking advantage of every opportunity, to get ready to be the starter. And that's an easy thing to say, rather than do. And I've been saying it for 27 years, coaching quarterbacks, you're getting ready to play. Your opportunities every practice. But then Carson to step up and say that in the meeting and stop me mid-meeting and say that to those young quarterbacks, said, "Hey guys, you're getting ready to play Clemson in that first game. That's how you should approach it." And those guys have done a great job of that this camp. I don't even know what practice we're on, I think 7, but they're doing a great job of preparing every day and going out there and learning from their mistakes and learning from the things that they do well. The receivers, Colby Young, London, and Michael Jack have done a nice job. All 3 were here in the spring, so that helps the transition. We were able here to go through the spring and 30 plus days of a practice, and then a walkthrough, a practice, and a walkthrough, and then all summer. These guys are now at the place in their job where they can actually compete. In spring, they're just trying to figure out how to line up. I'm running this route. It's kind of, they're running it like it looks on the playbook. Now they're able to line up faster, and they're able to be coached more on technique of what we're trying to do on each particular play.